We have Sparta 99 going down at the Blue Sports Stable up there in Superior, Colorado. In the main event, you have a welterweight matchup in the professional ranks going down between Pedro Ogas taking on Nick Lancaster of Says MMA. We know one thing about anyone who comes from Coach Mike Cesnalevich's camp, they're going to be a well-rounded fighter once again. Mike was a guy who was in the UFC way back in the day when I believe the very first heel hook that ever took place in the UFC. He was a superstar within the IFL ranks and has built himself up quite the little squad there down in Colorado Springs. We know that all of his guys are going to be prepared once they go into the fight. And especially in the grappling department, they have their chops for sure. In the co-main event of that card, this is a fight that has that the A side, in my opinion, is by far and large, it's Elias Rodriguez. It's a featherweight matchup that is set to be for a title in the Sparta ranks. Elias Rodriguez is also our Colorado Combat Club featherweight champion. But I'm extremely high on this kid, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the blue chip, bright prospects that we have here in Colorado. And I think that with the tutelage underneath a guy like a Corey Sandhagen and just the overall system there over at High Altitude Martial Arts and Elevation Fight Team, Elias Rodriguez is a stud. This kid is a thoroughbred. He is a future superstar in the making. He's going to be taking on Caleb Woodside. I don't know as much about Woodside, being that he's coming in from out of town, but I know what Elias brings to the table, and this kid is good absolutely everywhere. He can grapple. He is electric with his striking, and I look to see him put on a exciting performance coming up this Saturday night. There's also a few other feature fighters on this card that I think are worth mentioning. And again, guys, a lot of these local fighters, they're competing on whether it's our shows with Colorado Combat Club to Sparta, all that. For me, it's all love for the community as a whole. I want to see all of these guys be able to go out there and grow their platform, showcase their skills, and be able to elevate themselves to those next levels, those regional shows like your Furies, your LFAs, your CFFCs, and then hopefully get that bid to the Contender Series, Ultimate Fighter, get into the UFC. I love seeing all of these guys be able to grow right before our eyes. You have the young stud Connor Owens. This kid is an electric striker. He has tremendous experience in Muay Thai and kickboxing, multiple-time national champion there. He's fought for us on Colorado Combat Club cards. Anytime that kid steps in, it's going to be explosive. He has those blue steel eyes that just cut through his opponents, and the way that he trap sets and sets up his kill shots, it's phenomenal to see what this young man brings in terms of his attacks and his tactics once he's locked in there. You have Sam Gaffney, who's going to be on the card as well. Sam is such a great dude overall, just a phenomenal human being. I've had the pleasure of getting to know the kid through his other gig outside of when he's actually fighting. He's been cutting his teeth as a cut man out there, working a lot of shows alongside our man Mason. Mace, unfortunately, I'm going to miss you there this weekend, buddy, but he's going to be overseas covering that Misfits card where I know Dylan Dennis is in the mix, or he's over there in the UK, but all things that we know, it's now Logan Paul taking on Mike Perry. So congratulations to you, Mace, for being able to go out there and have one of those opportunities for yourself. But then also another fight on that card that I think is worth mentioning, and it's another one of those Cesnalevich fighters who I got to know him first when he was up here still in Denver at Factory X, but Gentry, Jack Gurton, he's taken on Jordan Miles. This is a banger fight on paper. Jordan Miles is a kid who has explosive power. He's a long and lengthy kid who, when he lets those hands fly, it's something to watch out for. He had, I think it was like a 20-second knockout, something around in that range. I can't remember the exact time length on one of our cards a couple of shows back. He had a back and forth matchup with Justin Orr, who's also going to be on this Sparta card at the Sparta King of Sparta featherweights card just a couple of months ago that Yusuf Salal took home that crown. So, again, there's a lot of these young kids who are looking to go out there and make a name for themselves. Make sure that you check out either one of these cards or come out to both this weekend. That is Colorado Combat Club on the 13th. That is Sparta on the 14th. Stick around after the break, folks. This is the MMA Plug presented to you by the Fan Cave on 98.1 FM. Mile High Sports.
Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. That helps us continue to produce this original MMA content and bring it for you every single week. Tune in to the MMA Plug presented by
Fan Cave
on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio.